What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Nicki Minaj recently shot a podcast with Joe Budden, and I believe that is going to come out later on, maybe next week or this week. But they were doing an Instagram live, and I will say this. After watching Nicki Minaj interact with Kevin Samuels and even interacting with Joe Budden, I like Nicki Minaj now. I really do. I don't agree with some of the things that she's talking about because it comes from an airhead point of view a little bit, but she's smarter than people give her credit for. And I like her willingness to stand on her positions. I think that really she means very well. That's my opinion. Despite who she's married to, I believe that she's a woman that means well. I genuinely feel that. With that being said, I want to talk about what you said about Fresh and Fit. Okay. Now, this is what is alleged. Okay. I'm gonna do it in two parts. First part is that she's talking to Joe Budden and she was like, she's tired of black men disrespecting black women. And, you know, there are a few clowns out there that she wished that they would try that with her. Okay. And, you know, Joe Budden doesn't like Fresh and Fit either. But I'm going to play that small clip here and I'm going to come back and I'm going to give my thoughts on it.
To the men that get on and laugh about black women because you mad because some black girl broke your ugly ass, like the podcast clown, the podcast clown. I wish the to try that with me, bitch. I wish the would.
They wouldn't have tried it with you, and you wouldn't have been there.
Never.
Yeah. But
we ain't been gonna get at no light. But my point is, you speak about these things in the privacy of your home with your woman. It's not. This is not embarrassed black woman season. Understand? I'm talking about men that feel the need that they can comment on women's bodies and keep saying what we like and what they don't like. Who are you? This ain't about you.
Yeah. Them niggas.
So you heard what she had to say. Now, we can infer, because she didn't say their name because she didn't want to give them any kind of clout. All right. But she did say Kevin Samuels' name. And she did mention rating women. Now, Fresh and Fit's podcast has a lot to do with describing what's going on with modern dating. You know, they have the OnlyFans models, the regular girls, the Instagram models, and things like that. And Fresh and Fit, they have had some issues with black women on their podcast, either directly or indirectly. There's a whole Asian doll thing. There was a chick that got into it with DJ Academics. There was a Tommy Sotomayor thing. So who she's inferring to, she didn't mention their name, but it is quite obvious of who she's talking about. She's talking about Fresh and Fit. Okay. Now, I want to say this, and to be fair, Fresh and Fit really don't talk about black women so much. I mean, if we're talking about Tommy Sotomayor, that's a little bit more in depth. But the reality is that Fresh and Fit don't talk about black women that much. It's just that those clips that they've put out have went viral and people remember that. And the reason is because she assumes that Myron and Fresh identify as black. That's her real problem here. She's talking about black men who talk on black women. Now, the black men that she's talking about in this case, now, Nicki Minaj is from the Caribbean originally. So is Fresh. And Myron is from Sudan. What Nicki Minaj is asking for is, how come you guys disrespect us? But we gotta look at it. These guys don't identify with the same sort of blackness that you do, Nicki. And I think that Nicki Minaj, despite, she had the situation with Well, Michael B. Jordan about the Caribbean alcohol thing, and I had some words from Nicki Minaj about that. But Nicki Minaj, I believe, kind of looks at herself kind of like in the same community as the African Americans and the pro-blacks and things like that. She's kind of in that kind of sector. But when she's looking at somebody like Myron and Fresh, we got to understand that you got people in the black community that don't like black people like you do. And you got some guys out there that look at black women as the enemy. It is what it is. Okay. Some people like that, you just can't help. If they have their own personal experience about the black community or black people, like I have guys that I know personally, when I talk about coming to Africa or coming here, how well I'm doing here, based on the perceptions that they have with Africans, maybe in America or something like that, there's nothing ever that they can do that will change their mind. Okay? And Nicki Minaj's message should be to black men, if that's the case, who actually care about the black community. You know, and I get like the rating women thing and all of that. I mean, I've never been so big into rating women on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's just really not what I do. Now the whole lace front thing and the weave thing, yeah, obviously. But the reality is that people are going to be entitled to their opinion, and those guys are going to keep talking about it, right or wrong. Now I'm going to say this, on somebody like Fresh and Fit side. When somebody like Nicki Minaj, who has a huge fan base, starts coming for you, I wouldn't even, to be honest, that could be like problematic. That's like almost like Beyonce, somebody like that. In my honest opinion, I actually believe, me personally, she didn't say their name. I can infer she's talking about them. If I was them, I wouldn't even have said anything. Because number one, you don't need that kind of clout. You don't want that. All right. You don't want to mess around and lose monetization. You don't want to mess around and get canceled. Again, like you've been kicked off TikTok twice. I would just eat it. I'd be like, listen, she didn't say my name. Okay, she's talking about a podcast. I don't know who it is. Hey, you ain't saying my name. Not gonna respond to it. Simple as that. But we all know it is YouTube, so we got to go out there and get in these beef streets. But again, people like Nicki Minaj, should understand that you're just gonna have people that are just not gonna have that are fundamentally gonna have problems with black people, and us trying to reach those people who've already been lost. You have no chance. You just don't. Nothing you can do about it. A lot of times, you're wasting your time talking about it. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first company at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.